Why, hello. Welcome to our notes for today. I hope that you had fun with your quiz. So, what we are doing today is we are going to be talking about classifying angles. And it is the 2nd of October. So we've talked a lot about classifying shapes and what that means. Today we're going to be putting some vocab into a little bit deeper things, so into angles. So the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about what a degree is. So a degree, it's the measurement for angles. So whenever we talk about lines or shapes or like the sides and stuff, we can talk about like centimeters, we can talk about miles, we can talk about lots of different ways to measure it. For angles, at least in this class, we're only going to be focusing on degrees. So that's super important to know that anytime we're talking about an angle measurement, we're talking about degrees. Remember, no naked numbers, everything has to have a unit. So the first thing with angles, we are going to talk about the vertex. So what the vertex is, it is the angular point. So when we have an angle, something like this, the point of that, so like this point right here, that is your vertex. And your vertex is always going to be that point that's kind of pointing at something. So that is the vertex. The next couple of things you might have heard before, but I just want to make sure that we're reviewing it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a right angle. And we're going to use degrees for all of these, so we're very exact in our talking about classifying angles. So a right angle is an angle that is 90 degrees. And that little symbol there means degree. So what that looks like is something like this. Right now, it looks like it's 90, but you cannot necessarily be sure. So all 90-degree angles have this little box here. And that just means this is a right angle. This is 90 degrees. The next angle I want to talk about is the acute angle. And an acute angle is cute. I like to think that because it is less than 90 degrees. So it's small and cute, like a little kitten or a fluffy bunny or something like that. So if it's less than 90 degrees, it can be like this, or it can be like super, super tiny. Just anything that is less than 90 degrees. That is acute angle. An acute angle. The next angle is the opposite of that. It is our obtuse angle. And seeing as it's the opposite, it's not less than 90 degrees, it's more than 90 degrees. And what these look like is they are wider. So they can look something like this. This is more than that 90 degrees, or they can be like super wide and something like this. Those are both examples of obtuse angles. The last angle I want to talk about is our straight angle. And it's exactly what you think it would be. It is straight. So that means it is an angle that is 180 degrees. So it is 180 degrees because it is a straight line. So that angle right there is 180 degrees, so we call it a straight angle. So those are the names if you want to classify them. But within that, I want to talk about how do we actually name angles. And this is an art form when I talk about this is the language of math. Naming angles is part of that. So say I have an angle, looks like this, and it has a couple points. It has points A, B, and C. And I want to talk about this angle, but I can't just be like, you'll miss that angle on that paper, because I'm not going to know what you're talking about. So this angle, we can name it different things. We can either name it angle B. So this little sign here means angle, because B is that vertex, that point. We can name it angle ABC, because if we start here, we trace along, we go to B next, we keep tracing, we go to C next. So we have to keep that order. And the last way we could name this angle is angle CBA. Again, we have to keep that order. So if I start at C, I follow the shape, I go to B, follow the shape, I go to A. Notice how it is the vertex that is the center of all of these names, because this vertex should be in the middle of that angle. It's that point. I will say, this right here, you cannot always use that as a naming tool. And the reason being is, sorry, I need to get another color. Brown will do. Is say we had another angle. So we have our straight angle right here, but say we split it like this. And we had lots of different points. So we had C, A, T at the bottom, and then this point was point P. Say we wanted to talk about this first angle. I'm going to call it angle 1. We can't just put angle A because that's at the center. The reason being is because we still have this angle 2 here. And just naming it like this is talking about either angle. So I'm not going to know what you're saying. So that's why I really don't like naming it by just one letter, because it can get confusing. So we can't actually do that for this one. So say if we wanted to name some things. Say if we wanted to name our angles for the first one. What do we think we could name them? So let's try going this way. It'd be angle C, A, P. Notice how I'm following that angle here. What's the second way we could do it? P, A, C. It's as easy as that. So I want you to try to name both of the angles for angle 2, for the second angle, on your own. All right, let's see if you did it. So our first angle, I'm going to start up here, is angle P, A, T. And our second angle, I'm going to start here, is angle T, A, P. Notice again that vertex is in the middle. We have that A going right down the middle. And because it goes with both the first and the second angle, that is why we cannot use that. I personally recommend never using just that one letter angle to name it, because it can get confusing. And if you get in the habit of using 3 letters to name your angle, then it'll become easier later. So I hope you have a great day. If I can figure out how to stop this. How do I stop this? Why am I struggling? Oh my God. Okay.